common entrance results are in. Which school came out on top and which student topped the island?
I have one student topping the list of students with a score of 97.00, and that student is...
Police record the island's 19th and 20th homicide for the year so far, and a family dispute results in a topping. All this and more coming up in tonight's broadcast.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News with Lovelace and Amy Joseph.
Good evening. It is Monday, the 1st of July 2019. Welcome to the Hot 7 Nightly News. We're on Flow Channel 117, also being simulcast on Kiss FM 105.5 and 105.9 radio. You can also watch us on our free mobile app. Just search for Caribbean Hot FM in the Play Store. I'm Michelle Gonzalez, standing in for lovely Saint Amy Joseph. We begin this evening's broadcast on a positive note. Common entrance results have been released. The wait is over for the 2,293 grade 6 students island-wide who sat the common entrance exams on the 12th of June. On Monday, the 1st of July, the Ministry of Education held a conference to release the results and highlighted the top-performing students and schools this year. Parents, grade 6 teachers, and most importantly, grade 6 students can all breathe easier now that the results for the 2019 Common Entrance examinations have been released. Carmelita Matthew, who is the Registrar of Examinations, spoke to Hot 7 News shortly after the results were released to the public. She gave the details of the students who topped the island.
Out of these students, we have one student topping the list of students with a score of 97.00. And that student is Marie-Therese Sinclair from the Dame Paulette Louise Primary School, and she will be attending the St. Joseph's Convent. We also have 3 students in the second place, and they are 3 boys. Kai D. Armstrong from Auger Combined with a score of 95.33. Ajani Philip from the Dame Paulette Louise Primary, the same score, and Savion Rosemond from the Camille Henry Memorial, all with the score of 95.33. So these are the first 4 students who topped the list of students writing the Common Entrance examination.
Matthew went on to reveal the top-performing schools on island. This year, the scores were recorded with a difference.
This year, we decided to identify the schools as large public school primary schools and small public primary schools. So we have Camille Henry Memorial topping the large public primary schools with an average mean of 73.52. And in the small public primary schools, we have Forestier Methodist Combined with a score of 74.00. We also have the private schools with Tapio Private topping with 81.57%. So we've identified the schools based on the number of students, and the number we are looking at is a school with 250 students and above. That school will be considered as a large school. So any school below that will be considered as a small public primary school.
The registrar said there were some noticeable improvements overall.
For example, PI combined with an increase in the mean performance, an increase of 17.45%. So that is the mean for 2019 as compared with 2018. So there is a very large margin here of improvement for this primary school.
Other schools which showed improvements included Foisseau Combined and Bogies Primary. Excitement is in the air for not only the students who sat the 2019 Common Entrance examinations, but for the teachers who taught them as well. Moments after the results were released, the Hot 7 team spoke to some of the students and teachers of the schools which topped the island in the 2019 examinations. The afternoon of July 1st was one of mostly jubilation and relief as grade 6 students learned their common entrance fates and what secondary schools they would be attending come September. The Hot 7 News team was able to catch some of the action at the Dame Paulette Louise School, which produced 5 students who made it to the top 10 list and 14 students in the top 50. Principal Ethelyn Leos said greatness is something her students strive for.
We don't really focus on the top students being in the top 50. We just hope that as many of our students go above the national mean as possible. And we're happy to report that of our 130 students, 107 students were above the national mean. And that's what we aim for. We don't want the child to be last on the island, nor do we want too many of our students to be below the national mean. So for that too, we are very happy. There's no secret. We have a strong belief in God and the power of prayer and teamwork. My teachers are hard workers. They go beyond the call of duty. My students buy into our philosophy of hard work through perseverance and self-discipline. And our parents work along with us so that we can achieve the best for their child. I think basically at Dame Paulette, everything we do, we put God first. This year was a tough year for us, a very challenging year. And in all that we did, we prayed and we put it into God's hands. We were not daunted by anything that we were faced with. Every teacher played their part, and when we needed it the most, people doubled their efforts. So I think this year's results is just testimony of how great God is.
Ave Maria Primary School teachers Marvel Modest Lubin and Asha Augustine expressed elation over the performance of their girls.
I'm very elated that a girl in my class actually placed 9th on the island. I've had her from, I taught her in grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, and grade 6. So I'm extremely proud of her achievement, and she's been a student who's always been consistent with her grades.
I feel quite elated as well. I feel my effort, my hard work has finally paid off. And I'm grateful for the efforts of everyone. And I just expect the girls to do well as they move forward.
As for the students, this is what they had to say.
I am really relieved that it's all over, and I'm proud of myself and I tried my best.
During the journey of common entrance, I tried my best to be consistent, and yeah, I'm really glad it's all over.
Reporting for Hot 7 News, I'm Rochelle Gonzalez. In other news, a Fort-St-Jacques man is the island's 19th homicide victim. Dead is Ison St. John, who was gunned down on Saturday in a case of what appears to be armed robbery. The incident occurred in Soufrière.
37-year-old Ison Francis St. John is the island's 19th homicide victim after he was reportedly shot at point-blank range by armed robbers in the early hours of Saturday morning. According to reports, St. John met his demise when Bees Bar, the Soufrière establishment which he owned with his girlfriend, was targeted. Press Relations Officer of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, Corporal Anne Joseph, gave details of the incident.
On Saturday, the 29th of June 2019, about 1:45 a.m., officers attached to the Soufrière Police Station responded to a report of a shooting at Fort-St-Jacques in Soufrière. Masked individuals armed with firearms allegedly entered a business establishment in Fort-St-Jacques, Soufrière, and it is believed that a confrontation occurred between the individuals and the proprietor, resulting in a gunshot wound being fired in the direction of the 37-year-old Ison St. John, causing injury to his chest. He was pronounced dead on the scene by a medical practitioner. Ison St. John was a resident of Fort-St-Jacques in Soufrière, but originally of Canaries. A postmortem examination is scheduled for a later date, and currently one individual is in police custody in relation to this incident.
The perpetrators fled with an unknown amount of money. Anyone with information regarding this incident is asked to contact the nearest police station or crime hotline at 452-7463. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
Still on the topic of crime, a body was discovered in the community of Millet, Ancillary on Monday, the 1st of July. Corporal Anne Joseph in the Press Relations Office of the Royal St. Lucia Police Force says the victim, 40-year-old Camillus Imanus, was found in his home covered in stab wounds.
Officers responded to a report of a stabbing in Millet, Ancillary, about 7:10 a.m. today, Monday, July 1st, 2019. And a 40-year-old, namely Camillus Imanus of Tetchime Millet, was found in his residence with apparent stab wounds about his body. He was pronounced dead on the scene by a medical practitioner, and a postmortem is scheduled for tomorrow, Tuesday, July 2nd, 2019. One individual is in police custody assisting with investigations. And again, we're appealing to anyone with information to contact the crime hotline at 45-CRIME, that's 452-7463, or the nearest police station.
This latest homicide has brought the number of homicides recorded for the year 2019 to 20. You're watching the Hot 7 Nightly News. When we come back, a dispute over family land results in bloodshed. The Royal St. Lucia Police Force warns persons to practice safety first, and assistance is being provided to aid the smooth transition for deportees.